Alrighty, here we go again, looking at my cool weather station in my kitchen. Ooh, your kitchen. Wonder what the kitchen looks like. Got a little Joel Osteen cube there for some religious support. Picture of my girl when I came to Japan. On my world travels, being affluent, you get to do that. That's enough of the kitchen. Let's get back to this. Ooh, what do we see? Ooh. Chaos. Why Trump's $6 trillion mistake, it didn't work out. You know, I warned you people around this. Oh, I don't know how many times I've warned you. I'm getting back to the point where I'm sick of warning you. You say, why don't you have comments on your thing? Because I don't want to hear back from you. Because you're too freaking ignorant to even have a right to even leave a comment on my site. I've told you a million times, don't invest in 401k's. Don't invest in anything that is connected to the market and doesn't have a bottom. Doesn't have a floor. Otherwise, you're going to get eaten alive at some point. Every 7 years this normally happens, but I guess Trump's boys, they got tired. They want their money early. So they went on ahead and created this tariffs nightmare so that would make the markets get jittery. And then they put all their options into hedge funds. Even Trump himself was telling his boys, hey, you need to buy, invest in my stock. I'm going to screw up the market again so we can get paid again. Guess whose money gets lost from that? Stocks, bonds. Yeah, even bonds. That's amazing. 401k plans, they're just a collection of all that stuff. Believe me, the financial consultants, they're getting paid. Okay, they're trading stocks. Everybody's getting money except you. You say, but clearance. What about the money that my company is investing along with me in the 401k? Believe me, they got the taxes written off of that yesterday. They made money. The only ones losing money is when you contribute into it. If they lose their money on it, that money was your money anyway that they had contributed. They could care less. All it is, they get full taxes. Anyway, here we go again. Stupid people, watch this one. Hey Google, replay the video.
Is Trump dialing up more tariffs to China up to 145%? The 10% tariffs I mentioned, which are still in place, has begun to fuel even more of the fear and uncertainty that led to the market crashes, which had Trump backing off and retreating yesterday. If he were to retreat entirely, you wouldn't get back to zero, but you would get away from some of the worst problems. But he's only retreated partially, and the uncertainty is feeding this.
Stocks are selling off sharply again today as a new reality sinks in. And let's start with some numbers. 1,500 is about the amount of points the Dow is down right now. And of course, the biggie, 145%. That's the total tariff rate on China now.
And after the historic rally we saw yesterday, the Dow tumbles as the White House says its tariffs on China are actually higher than what the president had announced yesterday.
The S&P down more than 3%.
Market sell-off is accelerating. Straight up yesterday, down significantly this morning.
As long as I'm getting paid with my options.
Economic policies are
all you people can live in the woods and the forest. I hope you lose all your money. You should have contacted me. Maybe I might forgive you and allow you to talk to me. Don't bother leaving comments because I won't allow it.
Fox News channels.
I don't want to hear from stupid people like you.
Which I'm going to read to you in more depth in a moment. But what you're seeing there is that some realities can't be denied. This isn't working. And as the Wall Street Journal emphasized, it didn't need to be this way. This is not one of those unpredictable or confusing market meltdowns that takes months.
You tell him, brother.
Because of macroeconomics. This is Trump. Trump. This is Trump policy. Don't take my word for it. I'm quoting the Wall Street Journal, owned by Rupert Murdoch, which is both a financial Bible and it leans right. And the editorial page supported basically Donald Trump.
And a financial genius. Don't forget that.
It's a turnaround from what was the initial excitement about him backing off it all yesterday. One report says the euphoria is fading, and any on-paper gains that appeared yesterday are getting wiped out again. The top 500 companies down another 3.5 points and down 6% in the last month. So you see the bit of relief.
Somebody
yesterday,
likes my
as we told
Google
you last
Nest.
night, didn't go anywhere near back to the economy
Worth
that
their
Trump
weight
was
in gold.
inheriting, and it's down another 3.5 points today. The Dow down over 2 points, down over 5 from the last
Thank
month.
God I have most of my clients put their money in gold. It went up 60%.
I'll put it like this.
I'm just doing the options,
Donald
man.
Trump just
I'm
didn't
just
go to work for the last
helping
2
to suck
weeks.
you dry because you don't
None
deserve
of these $6 trillion mistakes would be
anything
happening.
besides
Donald Trump just
poverty.
golfed for the last 2 weeks like he
They're not
had
listening to me.
when the crisis hit that he started. If he just golfed instead of messing with monetary trade and international economic policy, you wouldn't have these problems. There is a level of illogic here that you have to address.
Unless
And it
you're
may
trying to
sound
get paid on
uncommon
options,
to say
bitches.
that a president and his entire policy are illogical or worse. We don't mean it as criticism or opinion. We mean that there is no logic to be found in what he's been doing, and the markets in this country and abroad are reacting.
Unless you're doing
The Times reports
trading.
on how Trump scaled back the tariffs. The real credit, Trump's advisors admit,
There you
goes
go,
to
right
the
here.
bond markets. Mr. Trump's decision driven by, quote, fear. Fear, not strategy. Fear, not strength. This is according to the New York Times sourcing inside the White House and elsewhere, that the tariff scandal could turn into a, quote, financial crisis, unlike the 2 previous crashes of the past 20 years, which I just mentioned to you, that were complicated. The global financial crisis of '08, fed by synthetic securities and real estate, and the completely uncontrollable pandemic of 2020, unlike those, the Times writes.
That also
this
happened to be
crisis
created by Trump
would have
handling
been
Xi.
directly
So that was not
attributable
uncontrollable.
to only one man.
This
Donald
man done
Trump.
a lot of damage to the world.
Now I'll
And
go
keep
to
on
the
doing it.
Striking
Get
quote
paid.
in Rupert Murdoch's Wall Street Journal, which was read
Hail
aloud
Trump.
on Fox, so Fox viewers and other conservatives are hearing about this, as well as able to check their own retirement accounts. Quote, Trump told advisors he was willing to take pain. He privately acknowledged his trade policy could trigger a recession, but said he wanted to be sure it didn't cause a depression. That's the Journal's financial reporting. Other outlets
1932.
saying Trump
The Great
blinked,
Depression.
while the chaos is not over. The market swings that are a response to Trump, the uncertainty which prices in choices he's made or refused to make, and the way that he has freestyled all of this improv to the very end, to the point that when they did try to stop the bleeding yesterday, you still had confusion on the White House lawn about which countries and which tariffs still applied, which doesn't give confidence even as they back off the worst parts of it that the market said, okay, thank goodness it's not this. But none of this is logical, and much of it is being
You
announced
tell him, brother.
inconsistently. That's not the secure guidance you want for the global economy. It also undercuts the few talking points that were thrown out on the right to try to make sense of the illogic. Look at the contrast between Trump allies yesterday claiming it was all a secret plan to back down without getting anything back, when the markets were a little relieved that it wasn't going as far as it could have, versus today's reality.
We begin with the art of the deal. Told you this was going to happen.
Trump announced a brilliant move to pause the higher tariffs.
Stocks after that announcement shot up on the news.
A huge win for the president, a huge win for the country.
It's genius.
The haters, the doubters.
Woman, you don't know what
all
genius
left-wing,
is.
they
You're
were
an
all
idiot.
proven wrong. They all, as usual, end up with egg on
Most
their
of the
face.
time, women are
That was last
when it
night.
comes to finances.
Who has egg on their face now? Who was proven wrong?
I know that
point
from
is
my
not
wife.
to
Oh,
single
well.
out Mr. Hannity or anyone else making claims that are factually false if you just look at a week-long stock chart. The point is that the stakes are too high to do the usual political spin. Here we are, the market's plunging a day later. And then the timing. The Associated Press reporting Trump publicly urging people to buy online.
Here you go.
hours
Insider
before
trading.
He made the pause that he would, according to the timeline, appear to have known when he posted that, signing it himself, DJT.
His boys got paid.
That's
What
also
about
a
you?
stock symbol for his company. Quote, it's not clear if Trump was saying
Hey,
buy stocks in
I'm
general
riding options.
or his stock, Trump Media, which did close up double the broader market.
Then I'll show people back ways that they can
So
save
remember all the
money
talk about
instead of losing it hand over
draining the
fist.
swamp, or the claim that having a businessman, high net worth president, whatever his exact wealth, he's richer than an average person who's done public service their whole life, that would somehow insulate us from this stuff. In fact, it looks like the opposite. He's got his own Bitcoin-style currency that he's been
There you
harboring.
go.
Elon Musk has promoted his currency while in office, but also in business. They recently held a Tesla demonstration at the White House. Tesla's been battered by all this. There are big questions, even amidst the priority of first stabilizing the markets, about whether corruption is seeping into what the New York Times and the Wall Street Journal agree is a Trump-induced crisis with the risk of being one of the greatest crashes in the last several decades.
Who knew in advance that the president was going to once again flip-flop on tariffs? And are people cashing in?
This could be an enormous scam.
You think?
There's just all too much opportunity for people in the White House and the administration to be insider trading, and you can't put past them for a minute.
I'm very interested in what members of Congress have been buying and trading stocks in the last 24 hours prior to this tariff announcement.
Those are some of the questions that lawmakers are asking, so we're showing you the news of what they're saying. I want to be clear in fact-checking that there has not been any formal claim of insider trading against anyone. This is all happening fast, nor have the federal entities that are supposed to do this.
Google, pause. Okay, here you go right here. This is telling you. This is the reason why you got this tariff nightmare on your hands. It's because of insider trading. If this isn't obvious enough to you, then you deserve to lose everything you have in life. You deserve no hope. And you deserve to go and live in the woods as homeless. You lose everything that you got, and I pray to God that you do, because you're too stupid to realize that I was always right and you were always wrong. Hey Google, continue.
They're not supposed to have any political bias. SEC and others are not saying anything about this. So we're not reporting on some new finding, but we're showing you serious questions lawmakers are asking. Wall Street is not calmed even after the initial kind of exhale that this might not go on as bad as it looked forever, because Trump did retreat a bit. But here's JP Morgan. They tell their own investors, we still think a contraction this year is more likely than not. And then I showed you the Wall Street Journal reporting, then the editorial board, which is a different part of the paper, of course. They're the ones that do endorsements. And
did you know 1,000 millionaires were created this last week?
These moves are evidence markets believe.
I plan to be one of them.
Threat to the world economy.
I'm doing what I can to make money on this.
Tariffs. I'm going to leave that on the screen for another moment.
I like stupid people like you.
This is the Wall Street Journal, as I mentioned, kind of a financial Bible.
Listen to me.
They're the sister outlet of Fox News. They care a bit more sometimes about financial issues than pure partisan politics. That would be the clear message today. Everyone in the White House, everyone around Trump can see this. This is still Murdoch's empire, and they are saying, I repeat, the markets think the biggest threat to the world economy is Trump's tariffs. That's just one view. Then
even my phone agrees.
People who do economics for an actual living and do it independently, so they're not just talking on behalf of, say, one company or the recession outlook. Predictions I've shown you from some of the top banks. The Nobel Prize winning economist, Paul Krugman, writing in his newsletter, destructive uncertainty about future policy has increased. And he can walk you through, in plain English, which is one of the reasons he's a popular economist, not just a Nobel winning one, what that uncertainty is. He dates it to exactly Donald Trump's choices, emotions, style of, or failure of leadership.
Man, that man's got fat and ugly over the last few years.
There's also a market measure that tries to look at uncertainty. This is the volatility index. I'll put this in full for everyone. These are, of course, rough measures.
But then most Americans look like him. They're all pigs anyway.
See here, according
80% actually,
to how Krugman references it, is
that's how they deal with their life. They eat their way into fatness,
because of some uncontrolled international
along with the stupid decisions that they make
Donald Trump is leading
on their finances. Should have contacted me and Tyson's. You saw the volatility index. All this is to be being created for one purpose only, to get paid. If you can't see that, then you're stupid, and you can stop watching this video. Or perhaps I may forgive you for your ignorance. And when you contact me, if you choose to contact me, and I can get you out of this mess, it's your call. Just keep being stupid. That's what you know best. Peace out. Oh, Clarence Pinson, Instar Alliance, we're in Tyson's, but I come to people's homes. Don't mind. 571-572-0925. That's my cell. Better call it if you're calling it. Don't leave no ugly messages. It's up to you. Either fix yourself or be screwed. Peace out.